Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of April, right through the end of May 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your career or money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let's see what is coming in your way. We have just moved into Taurus season, and that's all about finding opportunities to amplify your wealth or really work hard towards your goals and achieve whatever it is you set out to do. So you may also be looking at your acquisitions during this time, real estate, basically moving into different arenas when it comes to wealth. So this period, it actually asks you to value yourself, your time, your energy, and your skill set, and not accept less than you truly deserve in any situation. So let's see what is happening here for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know regarding their career? Can you please tell them regarding their money as well, what's going on there for you? Well, I definitely see the end of a cycle. I see that you're going to be more goal-oriented. I feel it's going to be a very productive couple of weeks. You're going to be very, very busy. But I feel some of you are trying to revamp the way that you work. Okay, that's 7 of Wands wants to come out there, so it has kind of popped out. I definitely see that you have the gift of perseverance. So even when you feel a little bit unmotivated or low energy, you still push through, you still try to focus on your goals, and you find that extra reserve somewhere in order to push on through the difficulties. I definitely see here that you're trying to remain motivated in something, and some of you, actually, I'm picking up an energy of some of you may have been distracted by other things recently, other tasks, responsibilities, things that perhaps you need to do, but it may not be what you want to do. So I feel some of you are getting back on track. So you know what I mean by that. So you may have like a passion project or something that you really want to pay attention to, but lots of other things come along to distract you, maybe admin work, tasks, responsibility, paperwork, maybe other people's needs. Maybe people need your time or your attention in some area, and it's taking your focus of what you actually want to do. So it may be a little bit frustrating, but I definitely see May is the month to get back on track and to focus on things that you love doing for you. Okay. Now let me see what else is coming out here for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? For some of you, you may feel that money has been slow moving. You may have felt that you haven't reached a financial goal just yet, something that you're working really hard towards. And I feel there's an energy of some of you looking at what you do already and seeing that it's not that you've come as far as you can with a situation. I always feel like there's a little bit more to get from any situation, but I feel some of you are feeling that you've plateaued in some area and you want to branch out a little bit. You want to open yourself up to something new, a new path, or maybe some of you are curious about something new. They want me to go one more, actually. They want a 7th card there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? You want one more card. What's that about? Oh, is it that one? Nope. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. There we go. Oh, and one more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please show them for their highest good? What is that? Final card, we have the Eight of Pentacles there. So definitely working hard, focusing on your goals. Very productive month, as I said there, but some of you are interested in a new path, or you're interested in branching out in some way, or maybe even approaching what you do in a different way. I mean, you're definitely focused on your finances. I see that you're keeping a tight rein on those finances. Some of you may even be very budget oriented in the month of May. And I feel some of you, you may have been trying to step up the ladder in your career, but it always feels like it's not there yet or not ready yet. But I definitely see some movement happening. I feel some of you are actually leaving a position in order to move into a new position. So you could be staying in the same company, for example, and moving into a new role, something that you can really establish yourself in, because actually you're very gifted at what you do. But it may not be exactly what you want to do, but it may be some sort of plot twist or stepping stone to what you actually want at this time. For some of you, it could be a new role is just being offered. You may have been putting your resume out there. We do have the Page of Swords, which is to be very curious about what else is out there. And the job market right now, especially since the World card is present, some of you are looking at how hard it is in the job market right now and how difficult things are, and you're just seeing what's out there. And you may actually see that certain roles, they're asking for a lot more work and responsibility. However, they're not willing to pay the extra money. You may even see some roles are actually dwindling in the financial opportunities, but actually there is something more lucrative coming in there for you. Sometimes when we put out a little job search, the universe makes sure you see all the roles that you think, okay, I could do that, I could do that, definitely could do that, but the money's just not right. It's not right for me at all. So the universe is saying, okay, we're highlighting that you've got the skill set, that you're really gifted at what you do, and you've established yourself as being a master or a mistress of your craft. Basically, you're really talented there, but the money's not right for a reason, because this means these opportunities are not your path. So I feel like some of you are hunting right now for the right opportunity, and some of you, beautiful Scorpios, will actually be headhunted in the month of May. I see you being in demand. I see someone really looking at how you work. Now, this could be someone who's in your current circumstances. Could be, a boss or a member of a hierarchy in an establishment that you work in. They're noticing your skill set and they love what you do and they want to elevate you. It could even be that they've got like a new branch opening up. It could be across the world, in a different part of the world, different country. It could even be across state or just in a different location in, the neighborhood. And they want you to figurehead it in some way or lead a team there. And for some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, some of you are thinking about moving across the world, or where you could be nomadic and do your work whilst at the same time, enjoying a different scene, shall we say, and having a little bit more freedom. So I've got that major energy coming out right now, and let's dive a little bit deeper. Your first card there is the Death card. So of course this is a Scorpio card first and foremost, so you're putting your own needs first, and you're having a bit of a revamp when it comes to your working environment. So this can also indicate a decision to end a cycle, a repeat. Some of you with that Eight of Pentacles, it can indicate that, there is a routine that you follow every day, and some of you want to revamp it. So you may be deciding to work in a different way. If you're an entrepreneur, it could mean that you're getting up earlier, that you want to get all of your work out before a certain time so you can have the rest of the day free to enjoy life or to expand on other new opportunities. For others of you, it could be that you're getting into work early because you want to be ahead of the curve, ahead of a project or a presentation that you're going to give. For some of you, it could be that you're getting in early or staying late because you actually need to tie up loose ends before you go on a vacation or before you move on to a new exciting project. So I definitely see here endings and beginnings. The Death card really establishes that. But also the Death card is change. So something within you has changed. And I definitely see with the Four of Cups and the Seven of Wands, this can indicate that things are hard right now. A lot of pressure. I feel like you're under it. I feel, you're spinning many plates, doing a lot of multitasking, and you're bordering on exhausted. So something needs to give. And you want to make sure that that thing that has to give is not you. So I feel like you are trying to reorder or restructure or revamp the way you approach something so that it can be more streamlined, you can be more organized, but also that you have more time for you. And I feel with the Four of Cups there, some of you are feeling that you're a little bit disappointed. You had certain expectations for last month or this month. They haven't been met. And some of you, there is something here that either you feel someone or people have said something that has discouraged you, or perhaps an opportunity has been laid on the table and you're feeling it's not right. It could be that there's a restructure in your current industry if you're an entrepreneur, or in your company if you work for an establishment. It could be that you're like, okay, here's the deal. You want me to do this, have more responsibility, more tasks, do more work, but you're not willing to pay for it. Okay, you know what? No. So I really get a sense here that you're looking for other opportunities elsewhere to increase your finances. You're really valuing yourself there. Now also, the Death card can be a very interesting card about breaking old habits, okay? So if you are trying to get a new project off the ground, for example, and I already see that you're like really overworked, you are highly pressurized at this time. Seven of Wands is a card of feeling stressed, but you're not giving up. You're fighting for what you believe in, and you will be successful because you have tenacity, you have drive, intention, you take action. And as I said, I get this energy that no matter what goes on, it feels like you move through it. Okay, even if you're exhausted, unmotivated, you still show up. You still move through, and you tend to be someone who actually inspires other people. And you're kind of like, well, who inspires me? So I really get this sense here right now. Things are hard, but you feel like you need to shift or change something. It could be a perspective, but it could also be that you want to change environments in some way. This could also indicate that you tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself because this is the protagonist energy, and the Seven of Wands there indicates you expect a lot of yourself. In order to be the best at what you do, you hold yourself in high regard because you know what you're capable of. But then, that little inner critic sometimes always makes you feel like even though you're doing so much, you're still not doing enough. So I feel like, you're having to silence that inner critic, and you're having to recognize that you need a little bit more compassion for who you are, what you're doing, and that you will be successful no matter what. Now, I don't know, I didn't see the candle there, but a huge breeze came right through the reading, and I feel like, you're always in a rush. So I'm getting a sense here that things are going to be really busy in the month of May in particular, but I feel like you're doing what you love. But at the same time, I'm really getting a sense here of strategizing, maybe reorganization, or, writing down a list or something like that, because I feel like there is major change. It says here, be ready for a rebirth, changes that will bring a new and exciting future. And I definitely see that whatever goal it is that you're working towards, it is a successful one. You're on the right path. You will hit the mark, and I feel like you are going to be right on target, okay? So, some of you may even feel that there are some restructures or changes going on within your industry or the company that you're in right now, and it feels like a lot. Okay, but I want you to be aware that even though some of you may be a little bit disgruntled about these changes, long term, they could actually benefit you. Okay, because I feel like you really are an asset to your industry or to your team or to your company. And I feel that you're going to get an opportunity that is offered to you. In fact, there's two, and you will have a choice is what I'm seeing there. But ultimately, you're looking at the sense of value, the sense of purpose, and how you make a difference within that career sector. Of course, money is important. You've got two major cards of working really hard for your money and trying to increase there. It may have been hard to get an increase or a raise, but I feel like it's definitely on the cards for you. And I feel like you will truly be happy. It's almost like your future self will thank you for all the effort and hard work that you're putting in right now, because no one can ever go against that. They can never say that Scorpio isn't working hard, because that Seven of Wands tells me that you're pushing through, you're battling away, and actually you're above the competition. You are someone who is born to go the distance. You're a nonconformist, so you're marching to the beat of your own drum, but this is sustained effort. So, talent, drive, success, gifts, they're all incredible to have, and you have them, and it's second to none. But also you need the gift of perseverance, and you've got it, okay? Because you can have all that. You can have the success. You can also, when some people reach a certain plateau of success, they sit back and go, well, I've made it now. That's it. It has to be maintained. The same with reaching a certain level in a career. They're like, well, I've got it now. I can coast, or I'm safe. And you are always acutely aware that everything can come to an end. But I want you to be aware that you're in a really good position right now. I don't see it coming to an end. I do see you sustaining and maintaining your position. But also, I want you to be aware that some of these cards are like, enjoy it, love it, live in the moment. Sometimes we live in the past of experience where things did not go our way and we feel disappointed, and we kind of preempt or expect that things are going to go the same. Also, sometimes we live in the future of what it is we desire, the goal that we're aspiring to. But we also have to remember that visualizing our future is a manifestation, and we have to imagine it like we have it now, like we're living it now, and things will get infinitely easier. But we must also remember to enjoy the moment, because that's where the lesson is, as well as the past. But also, you can't be in the past, you can't be in the future. I feel like being in the now and seeing all the things that you can do right now actually breaks down a goal into bite-sized steps to what it is that you want to accomplish. Because sometimes when we look at the bigger picture, we can feel really overwhelmed, like, wow, I've got a big goal, a big dream, and looking at your cards, dream big. You're going to receive it, you're going to achieve it. So I definitely see that you're on track to accomplish whatever it is you're setting out to do, and it's going to be different for everybody, but the energy is lending itself towards success here. But sometimes, when we see that bigger picture, we think, whoa, how am I going to do that? Let the universe take care of the how. You just have to work in the moment, put one step in front of the other, and invest your time, care, and energy into whatever it is that you're doing with passion, okay? And I definitely see that you've got it all going on there. Also, the Seven of Wands indicates that you must trust. You're making things happen. Sometimes, it feels like you're working so hard, but nothing's moving. But trust the process. Things are being orchestrated behind the scenes. Opportunities are coming up for you. I see a new role being offered, new money, new status, a position that is higher than where you feel like you are right now. And I feel like you are someone who is establishing a reputation for being an influencer, okay? Someone who will influence your industry, or who will rise up through the ranks and be in a position to influence how the company is run, for example. Now, we do have that Four of Cups. Some of you are feeling a little bit like closed off right now because you feel like there's just so much on. I do see that there is a potential to expand, or there is a new opportunity coming in, but right now you may not see it as an opportunity. So how I'm getting it is there's some major restructure or revamp going on, and you may be a little bit disgruntled that there's change. Humans, unless we're in charge of the change, sometimes we don't like change thrust upon us. I see that to the majority energy with that Death card, you're in control of the change. But also there may be some restructures going on. There may be some new policies, regulations, maybe even new contracts that you'll have to sign. And always read the fine print whenever a new contract comes in, because you don't want to be surprised later on. But sometimes when something new is put in the mix, like a new computer program, or a new way of filing things, or a new form that we have to fill in because governing bodies say it's better that way, it's more organized. And you're like, well, it just means more work for me. So how is this benefiting me? Sometimes we can feel a little bit like, frustrated or annoyed, but actually in the long term, I see it being more streamlined, and actually it will work out better for you. Now, also the Four Cups indicates right now you feel no opportunities are available. And if you've come to this reading and you're currently looking for work, whether you're in a career or not, or whether you're currently unemployed, whether you walked away from something because it was toxic, or you were made redundant, or you got fired, I definitely see that right now the job market's hard, and there's going to be some major restructures and a lot of downsizing going on, and a lot of reimagining roles in different sectors over the next coming years. Okay, so the job market will take a big hit. I feel it, I can see it in the energy, and you probably know it. You don't need me to tell you that either. But there is something being offered to you here that is way more emotionally fulfilling than anything ever before. But for some of you, you're so in the mix of what it is that you're doing because you're so overwhelmed. You have a lot going on right now. You may not see it readily as an opportunity. So this could be like you're about to meet somebody who is going to have a major impact on your career and or on your finances. And at first you may dismiss this person as, oh yeah, they're really nice, that was great to meet them. But later on down the line, I feel like they have a major impact. So they could work for a company that later on you'll end up working for or working with. I see partnership here more than anything. For some of you, it could be a friend that you haven't seen for a long time, and they tell you about something that they're thinking about doing, and you're like, actually, I kind of already do that. Maybe I could set up on my own. Maybe there's entrepreneurship here, but I feel the universe is sending you some sort of resource that you do not expect that actually is going to surprise you, and it's a gift. Okay, so I definitely see that you are someone who is a major asset to whatever it is you're working towards, and you're being seen that way. You're being noticed. You're being appreciated for your skill set, even though you may feel right now that nobody notices. I definitely see that people do appreciate all the hard work and investment that you make in your career sector. Now, if you're currently out of work, I see actually, I'm going to pull a card on it because I see two main opportunities coming along, but I see also one big one that feels like it's a little bit later down the line. It's a big opportunity with more status, more responsibility, but equally more money. So let me just see that. Can you please show me the opportunities that are coming? Oof. Five of Swords and Two of Cups. Yeah, so there is a major partnership coming in. Five of Swords is a card of brainstorming. So it could be an alliance, as I said, a friend telling you about something, and you may end up partnering up with that person. The Five of Swords is sabotage of the mind. Sometimes it can be overthinking, it can be an energy of stress, tension, and the Two of Cups there could be that some of you, you may be going through some personal difficulties in a relationship, and it's hard to keep your mind on your money and your job right now because you are governed by your heart. Of course, you're really good at being logical and focusing on your career path. Your career path is a very serious one to you. You take it very seriously there, but there may be something on a personal level that has been on your mind. For some of you, it could be that you've been investing so much time, care, and devotion towards your career path or towards making life work and earning money that other areas of your life have suffered there, and it may be that love has suffered. There is like the potential for love coming in for you. There could also be the potential of love at a career path environment. So there may be a new job offered, and you may meet a soulmate there, but I feel you don't tend to like mixing business with pleasure in that area because you're very serious about your career path. But I feel with the Five of Swords here and the Two of Cups, I'm getting a major energy of there's a lot of competition for a role that's coming up, and I feel someone may try to win at all costs, but ultimately you get the job, okay? I'm actually being shown, so let me just get it very clear. I feel ultimately there's a potential for three opportunities. One is a major one. It's big, okay? It's got more money, more status attached to it, more responsibility, more of a leadership role. It could be a managerial role or a partnership role, or it may even be an opportunity to be a director of a company with someone you really trust. So it could be a business partnership, an alliance there. But there's also two other roles which feel very much like starting roles, almost like you may think about taking them. I feel like they're kind of like the money that you're on right now, these two opportunities, but there's something else coming in the bigger role that offers more money than you're on right now. So I feel ultimately there's three kind of opportunities there. But two of those roles, I feel if you really tap into your intuition, you'll kind of feel it's not the right path. So really check in with yourself there. I'm actually being shown something in the water. It's very beautiful, very unique, actually. It's a butterfly, but it's an atlas. No, thank you so much. I'm sure grateful. I'm being corrected. It's a moth. It's a moth. An atlas moth. I mean, looking at that, I would say it's a butterfly, but my guides are giving me, atlas moth. Okay. And what it is, and this may be something that you are either currently experiencing, because the energy is, this moth, it has like two, almost like prongs on their wings, and they look like cobras. Okay, so cobras, of course, are very powerful. They also represent, having that sting, or that, that power to like seize the moment, but also snakes, their rejuvenating energy, and scorpions really connect to snake energy as well, because that's really about rebirth, revamping, shedding old skin. But what I'm getting here is that there could be some sort of transition. Trust your instincts. The fact that they look like two cobras on the wings, it can indicate that, especially with the Five of Swords there, like watch your back or watch yourself against someone trying to sabotage you. You're actually in a really great position. You're in a very powerful position. But these moths, they're associated with growth and change. So there could be like a promotion available within your company very, very soon. And, I feel like ultimately you'll be put up for it. And I see that people are watching you. I feel right now you're being noticed or observed for the role, is what I'm seeing. But there may be competition for this, and there may be someone that you're working with who would try to win at all costs. Okay, I feel keep your ideas under wraps. The cobras tend to represent protection. I feel like have faith with your inner guidance. Try and trust the subtleties of people and what they're really telling you, the subtext there. I feel like a lot of signs are being given that right now you're about to move into a position of authority, but I feel it's like protection, okay? You're a force to be reckoned with. And sometimes when someone presents a threat or is a force to be reckoned with, because you're actually in a very powerful position, you've got the Eight of Pentacles, which means you're gifted, you're talented, and you're a hard worker. So, and you're really focused as well, and you tend to go above and beyond. You're perceived as a threat to other people because they don't have what it takes to go the distance that you're going to, okay? They're not capable of being as successful as you. And instead of like accepting that they can't be you, or they can't tap into that talent or that tenacity, that drive, that motivation that you have access to, they'd rather try to knock you off your perch. So there could be a potential how can I put that? Sabotage, or someone trying to like win at all costs. So just watch out for that, because I feel there could be something like that. So I'm going to give you an example, because my guides went example. So for example, if you are going for an interview, right, and you're in the waiting room, waiting for an interview with whoever you are hoping to work with in the future, and there's another person there, and they strike up a conversation. They're like, hey, so you up for the vice president role? I'm just going to throw it out there. And you're like, yeah, I'm up for that, And they're like, okay, cool, me too. Oh, right, okay, so do you know so-and-so? Because we went on a vacation last fall. It was amazing. And you're like, oh my gosh. Inside you're thinking, this person knows them. They are in with the chance of, they're probably going to get the role. They're just going to don't allow this person to throw you off your game, because this is a power play move where they potentially don't even know the person they're about to interview with, but they may be just throwing it out there to make you think there's no point in bringing your A game, because they're probably going to get it due to nepotism. So just watch out. Sometimes people play games. Five of Swords is a game player, so there may be someone in your career sector who may be, doing something like that. Many years ago, and they just show me, and I don't really like to bring me much into the readings because it's all about you. But many years ago, someone I perceived as a friend told me that like this big kind of like interview fair type thing wasn't going ahead. It was all cancelled, and I hadn't been given a notification of that. And I was like, what? And they were like, it's cancelled, so it's not happening tonight, so might as well forget it. And I was like, oh, okay. And because they were my friend, I trusted my friend, right? But then my family were like, we didn't get the message, so maybe they got the message and you didn't, so maybe you should go. Just go and see, like, check it out. And I went, and there was my friend, well, my ex-friend. So the point is, sometimes you have to run on your own time frame, your own instincts, and march to the beat of your own drum, and recognize that not everybody has your back. Okay, so I'm not saying be paranoid, but I see here that you're in a really great position to elevate in your career, and sometimes that brings out people who are envious of your position. Now, we do have the Sun card here. It's in the resistance position, so it's like you got in the reverse. I feel like you've been working really hard. You're really drained in your energy. Some of you are also trying to see if you're on the right path, or if your path currently aligns with your goals or your true intentions. I definitely see that you're on the right path, but I also feel that sometimes you don't celebrate yourself. I feel like you're always on to the next win. You're always focusing on the next. Sometimes you have to give yourself closure in order to feel like it's a new beginning, not like an onward journey. Because sometimes an onward journey of success, if you don't celebrate those little milestones, it can feel very long, and it can actually drain you a lot more. Ultimately, you have a goal, and you're going to achieve that goal, okay? But sometimes, when you feel like you're just moving through mud sometimes, or you're just working and working and working, and you're like, what am I working towards again? Am I nearly there? What's happening? It can feel like a lot. So celebrating the little wins, celebrating yourself, even getting out of bed sometimes is a celebration, because it's like, you know what, you're getting up, you're doing the same thing, repetitive cycle every day. You have the gift of perseverance, and it will help you reach your goal. Also, this card, of course, it indicates some of you are feeling really exhausted, and also you may feel like, it's interesting, I've never really seen the Sun card like this in this position. Some of you may feel like right now you don't want to have any attention come towards you because you're working really hard towards something. So it's almost like you're thinking about blending in with the background right now because you don't want anyone to have the potential to sabotage your plans. So I've never really seen it like that, but it's almost like when the moment is right, you will shine your light of victory and success. But right now you're like, all eyes off me. It's almost like you're going under the grid or off radar in order to work really hard on something. Now, we've also got, celebrate yourself. It literally says that there, connecting with your inner child, okay? So this is also about having fun with what you do, because remember, we spend so much of our time following a career path, we may as well love it. Of course, there's going to be aspects of that path that we don't love. Filing, filling in forms. We want the exciting stuff. We like the stuff that we really enjoy, but we have to have balance there. So I feel it's also a reminder that, yes, you're working really hard, but also you must play hard as well. And if you feel like life has been a little bit out of balance recently, you're definitely readdressing that balance. The Sun card, it can indicate that success feels like it's so far away, but actually I feel like there's something major coming in that you will celebrate in the month of May in particular. And I feel there's an opportunity here to thrive and grow in your career sector. Now, also I'm getting from this card, you're really looking at what makes you stand out, like finding your niche, as it were. I feel like you don't really want to stand out at this time because you're trying to do something perhaps under the radar. It could be a project that you're keeping to yourself right now and you feel it's not ready to be viewed. But this is a card of like finding your niche, nurturing your current skill set, your craft, and even using transferable skills to set you apart from the rest. Because I feel with that Eight of Pentacles, your work ethic actually speaks for itself. You go above and beyond, and you really are someone who's super focused, and you will be noticed for this, but also you will be successful because of this as well. Remember, anything in the resistance position, it will turn into the upright there. So I do see success. But also the Sun card is a card of clarity. So some of you with the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles, some of you can't see right now how to make more money or how to increase your finances or even how to feel inspired. You may feel that things have changed so much in the working environment and you feel that the world is a very heavy and oppressive place at the moment, that you just feel it's hard to move towards your goals and you're exhausted. You know, it just feels like a lot. And some of you may be looking back at the past and seeing how it was easier somehow, and you're not sure how, and you're trying to think, you know, there never seems to be enough time in the day. Is time speeding up? Or how do I slow time down a little bit? Or how do I like write certain things in a list and tick them all off the list? I feel like you're going to get a little bit more organized. And I feel money is actually going to start to flow to you easier as well as you move through the rest of the year. The Knight of Pentacles, it's in the resistance position, but again, anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright. So when it's in the resistance position, it can indicate that you've been having problems with someone who is very stubborn, or even someone who's been really lazy, just not doing the work. And they're kind of like expecting you to step up, or they're just leaving the work, and because you care so much about what you do, you're just automatically picking it up because you want things to run smoothly. For example, if this is a business partnership in some way, you're an entrepreneur or you have a business that you run with someone else, you may feel like they're just leaving tasks out, and you may feel that perhaps they're just not doing them, they're forgetting about them, or they're just incompetent. I actually feel like this person's doing it on purpose because they know that you care a lot and that they know that you'll pick up the slack. So I do feel like there's a potential for a meeting or a conversation saying, hey, perhaps you want to readjust how you're working right now. But what I see here is you being very clever and just trying to inspire them in a clever way, even though that shouldn't be your responsibility to have to, go around and kind of like babysit a person's motivation or mojo. I feel like you're being very clever and motivating this person to feel inspired about the role or whatever it is that needs to be done. So if you're already a manager or you're already in charge of a team, you may see that someone has a lot of potential, but they're just slacking. And it could be that you have a conversation with this person and they kind of confide in you that actually they're struggling with a family problem or they're struggling with something emotionally. And just you lending, a very compassionate ear can let them like look at you in a different way and think, wow, Scorpio's really on my side. And it kind of inspires them to be the best self. Okay, so I've got that coming through there as well. It's almost like you're a bit of a mentor in your industry, or you're so good at what you do that you could become one. Some of you may be actually thinking about what you do and maybe setting up a course of learning for other people, or imparting your wisdom to other people so that they can elevate as well. But you could do it through a line of either writing a book or creating a course or taking a seminar or giving a seminar in order to help people elevate. And of course, you may charge for this service or this process, which will, of course, be the law of balance and attraction, where what you give out, there is a reciprocal exchange financially. But Knight of Pentacles, money is slow moving right now. Some of you may actually be worried about money. You may be feeling that you've been working super hard and it's not stretching as far as it should be or as much as it used to be. I do see an opportunity coming in to increase your finances, so you'll grab that with both hands there. But I also see that there is some sort of respite. I feel there may be some major change going on financially in the financial sector very soon, where there is a bit of a price adjustment on some things. Now, part of me is like, really? I don't think that's ever going to happen, do you? But this is what I'm being given from my guides, so I must trust that this is something that we'll see, a price readjustment. So I feel like there will be some respite there. It could coincide just before any elections that are coming up, perhaps. That's the cynic in me, but hey. But I do see there is some sort of readjustment. Also, the Knight of Pentacles, this is an energy that indicates that your money is based on hard work. You work really hard for it. It's almost like, you want to catch a break, but the universe never gives you that break. I do see that there is some reward coming in here, but I feel like, you're someone who's careful with money or trying to be. You spend when you need to. And for some of you, with the World card present and the Death card, some of you are thinking about retiring early, or you're working really hard towards that endeavor. Some of you are wondering, when is the date that you want to retire? So you're making a big decision here about, an ending of something, because both those cards are the end. And some of you could be like working really hard to purchase property abroad, or, retire abroad in some way, or just, enjoy the moment to feel really revitalized and go off on an adventure because you've matured to the position where you totally deserve it. So I definitely see that you'll enjoy it. And if you have children there as well, if you have a family unit, I see that they may notice that you may be a little bit nervous or worried or, just anxious about this transition, but I feel like they got your back, okay? They may not say it, but I feel like they got your back, and you'd work as a team anyway, is what I see there. Now, with the Knight of Pentacles, some of you, with the Knight of Wands there, with the King of Wands there, sorry, I do correct myself, the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Wands there. Some of you are working behind the scenes to launch an entrepreneurship, be your own boss energy, and it could be slow moving because you've had so much going on right now. You want to give your time and attention to it, but it's been hard. Some of you may have children, or you're working really hard in your job, or if you just lost your job or walked away from something that was toxic, it could be that you're spending a lot of your time doing that. And you will get a moment. May is a much easier month where you're going to have more energy, more focus, more organizational skills, because it fluctuates from month to month. It depends on what's going on, but I feel like you're going to have a lot more time in the month of May to do the things that you really want to focus on and the things that you really love doing as well. Now, I have to mention it. We have the King of Wands here, and it's in the resistance position at first. So this can indicate, some of you, if you're trying to launch something, you may have felt like it's not ready. But, when will it ever be ready? Especially if you are someone who is very precise. There may be a level of perfectionism here as well. Sometimes we just got to take that leap. Sometimes we're never ready. Life just happens. We just got to launch ourselves in and go with the flow. But I feel there is going to be a moment, a critical moment in May, where you are ready and you launch something, or you take control of something, and it's going to be awesome. Okay. Trust that you've got everything you need to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. Also the King of Wands, there is like lots of salamanders there, which represent protection, to follow your passions, to be an influencer, to align with your heart's goals and dreams. Whatever it is you aspire to, you will accomplish, and be confident in your skill set. But also don't be closed off to new ideas, especially since you've got that Four of Cups there too. Now, I was going to say here that some of you may have been dealing with someone who has been bullying or trying to alienate you from a situation, maybe a clique at work, or someone who is abusing their power in a situation. I feel like they may have ulterior motives, is what I'm being given. I feel there is a potential, there's like a strong energy coming through that they may actually be attracted to you in some way, because I'm getting two energies. One is attraction, and you may have rejected this person's advances, but they're not giving up, and their ego is bruised, let's put it that way. And they may try to, in some way, especially if they have a position of power, to try and block your path. I definitely see a lot of you beautiful Scorpios saying, you know what, you'd rather take yourself out of a situation. I feel like some of you could be opening yourself up to new roles elsewhere. You're leaving a place because of a creep, or someone who has abused their power. But also I'm getting another energy, which is someone who is jealous of your skill set. That doesn't have like feelings for you, but someone who basically they feel next to you, they're incompetent, or they feel that there is a level of weakness in them, or they don't have the skills that you've got, and they feel like you basically present a threat. So this could be your boss. This could be your boss seeing how hard you work, that you've got the skill set. They may have been in a role a long time, and they see that, you know the whole role, and you know the ropes really well, and they're like, you want my job. When you're like, I don't want your job, I want to establish myself in, a different role. I actually want to be my own boss eventually, or I want to go in a different direction, but they don't see it that way. So they could play a little bit hardball in the month of May, but I feel like you'll overcome that, okay? I definitely see that. It's almost like you just kind of ignore this person's pettiness and you move on. Now also, we've got the World card. Now, the World card is a card of goals, reaching your goals, something coming to a final conclusion, starting something new. So this could be the beginning of a new project because you're tying up loose ends on one that you've been working on for quite some time. Something that has been long-standing is coming to an end, and it opens the way for a new adventure. But also the World card is a card of learning a lesson, learning how to deal with difficult people, learning to transfer skills into whatever it is you're working towards so that you can become someone who is known for being the best at what you do. Also, the World card is a card of, you maybe even emigrating or thinking about where you belong in the career sector, that, career and money is a cycle. Sometimes we have ups, sometimes we have downs. I definitely see that there's more finances coming in, a little bit more. So this could be a bonus or a raise or a promotion. I do see that coming towards you. And I feel like you're going to step into a leadership role, especially with that King of Wands energy being available to you. But also, it literally says, make the most of your life. Time to accept differences and learn to live with them. So it's kind of like deflecting people and just doing you is what I see there. But also the World card is a card of accomplishment. It's a card of success. And it's a card of wholeness, feeling content and proud of yourself. And harmony in your career sector. I mean, sometimes the World card can indicate perfectionism, so just watch out for that, because sometimes perfectionism, it can delay a dream or a move in your career because you feel like you're never ready or you feel like you're not there yet. Intuitively, you'll know, but I feel some of you may be starting something new or launching something new. Now, in terms of career path, the Page of Cups actually means purpose, to follow your heart, to follow your bliss, and to recognize that you have a lot to offer, but also it's to be open-hearted. There is an opportunity coming in that you may feel is not really an opportunity at first. It comes back to this card, the Four of Cups, where the universe is going to send you an omen, but also send you a surprise that actually will feel more fulfilling later on. So I wouldn't be closed off to any new opportunities at this time or any opportunities to expand. Don't, overextend yourself, because I feel like you're already doing that. But for some of you, you're starting something new. It could be a way of working. It could be a new way of approaching what you do, because the Page of Swords, when I apply it to your energy, it's investigation. Digging out a new way of doing something. So it could be a new idea, a new project, or a new focus that calls for greater investigation, and you've only kind of just scratched the surface on it. So I definitely see you going deeper on new ideas, maybe even a talent that you have that you feel like you haven't really utilized or tapped into. Some of you, because pages, they are very enthusiastic and they are studious as well. Some of you may even launch a course of study in the month of May. Something that you've been looking at doing for quite some time. You may invest a lot of money in that, but remember, this is an investment in you, okay, and in your career path moving forward. Also, I see a lot of you being headhunted. Okay, whatever it is, it's a surprise. I definitely see a surprise coming in here for you. Page of Swords, I would also, thanks so much, I'm sure grateful, interesting. Now, I heard this song before I came to your reading. And it was before I decided to do the little 10-minute meditation that I do before each reading. And I just kind of noticed it, but didn't think it was for your reading. But it's coming up again now with this card. And it's Careless Whisper, okay, by, I think, was it Wham? Or George Michael? Definitely Careless Whisper. Now, I'm only being given Careless Whisper, that part of it. So... I mean, I don't think it's about the actual song. I think the song's about, love and cheating and stuff like that. So, I mean, some of you could be going through something like that behind the scenes, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. But I feel this could be like, be careful what you say, because walls have ears. A careless whisper could backfire. If someone is gossiping in the office or in the industry, if you go to like an event, some sort of networking event that you're invited to. Just be careful about what you say or what you, involve yourself in when it comes to listening, because I feel like there could be someone who is a bit of a snake in the grass, someone who would actually be a tattletale and say, oh, Scorpio, they said this, or Scorpio was there when this was said and they didn't stand up for you, or whatever. So just watch out for that. I feel there's a little bit of gossip that could potentially backfire there, especially if you work in an office politics, that sort of thing. I see that coming through. Pages also are news. So I definitely see that there are two really exciting instances, let's put it that way, of news coming in for you. I want to say one is in the second week of May and the other one is in the last week of May. These are really great pieces of news. One you're really going to love. It surprises you. You love it. It's connected to your true life's purpose and mission. But the other one is cause for investigation. So it could be, a new way of doing something. Could be that you have to learn something. I mean, there could be a course of learning offered to you. To be a fire warden may bring in more money. It could be that you're going to have more responsibility in your working environment. A third-party key holder of an establishment where you open it up or lock it down every evening. It'll bring more responsibility, but also more money. There could be like little instances to increase your finances, but also there may be like a new contract. Also, if you feel like someone's not pulling their weight, I feel, especially if someone is trying to micromanage you or bully you in some way, write it down. Okay, have a documented proof of what's going on, date, time, etc. if you want to take it further. But I feel actually things will be resolved. It will be fine. Also, your final card there is the Eight of Pentacles. I hate to say it, but you kind of love it also. You're going to be working really hard. You're going to be basically doing what you were doing the previous month as well. I feel there's some few changes going on, but ultimately it's kind of like you maintaining your position, but maintaining momentum and working really hard, keeping your nose down. Eight of Pentacles is a cycle of repeat, but it also indicates that your commitment is what makes you the best at what you do, okay? You're learning on the job. I mean, Eight of Pentacles also indicates, you're thinking about your financial future, you're investing in the now, and it'll pay off in the future. You're increasing your finances in some way. This could be through launching a new business idea or new business venture, or you think about something that you love. You're brainstorming and you're like, oh, that's a great idea. Maybe I should investigate this further, get the logistics like in play, do a bit of analysis there, and basically when you're ready to launch it, then of course you'll move forward and it'll be very successful. Now, in terms of finances, I definitely see it's hard, okay? There's a lot of pressure on. I do feel that things will get a little bit easier, and I do see that, you will maintain a level of finances that you are kind of happy about. At the end of May, you'll look back and go, okay, you know what? I didn't spend as much as I thought. The only thing I see potentially you saving for or purchasing is a vacation or some sort of travel, or maybe even like goods or items for that travel, whether it's sneakers or thongs, flip-flop thingies to go out and be on the beach, or maybe sunscreen or whatever it is. I feel it could be like some little bits and pieces there for that. Of course, some of you, it could be that you may have to pay out for something for a child for school, but I definitely see that you've got a finance for that, and also that you will find exactly what you're looking for at a discounted price or better than the original price that was first stated, is what I'm seeing there as well, okay? Now, anything else there? If you're out of work and you're currently looking for work, I feel there are 3 opportunities coming along. One of them is a big deal. It's a big role. It's, more responsibility, more money. Of course, I feel like you're going to pick that one. That's the one where you'll be happiest. But of course, there's going to be a lot of competition for that role. But know that you are the best at what you do. Okay. Now, we also have the autumn moon. Okay, your planted seeds are ready to harvest. Plenty, abundance, ripe, and release. So yeah, that kind of indicates, finishing one project, moving on to the next, or, tying up loose ends to go and do something that you really enjoy. It could also indicate all your hard work is going to pay off, that you're working towards something. sometimes when we're working so hard, it feels like, what am I working towards? It just feels like a very long road with nothing at the end of it. You know, the sun is always on the horizon. It always feels like it's out of reach. But I can see that there is some progress here, and you're moving towards something that is going to be truly prosperous. But ultimately, you'll also feel like you're making a difference and you are fulfilling your destiny and reaching that goal. Also, we have Witch's Moon. Okay, this is all about manifestation. It says your manifestation will come quickly. Magic, sacred, spell work, intentions. Now, I always say write an intention board or put an intention board together. Some people call it a vision board. I like to call it an intention board because it's something I intend to do, which means the energy is different. Visions are to sit back and visualize, of course. They also attach to energy, but an intention board, it attaches to an energy of that go-getting spirit that you have deep inside you. So both of them, I think they're the same, but I would say that it's more about how you feel about it. Maybe download some pictures from the internet of things that you want to accomplish, or the way that you see yourself in the future. You know, take a little clipping from a magazine of a house that you want to purchase or a vacation you want to take, or maybe it's even as simple as that. You know, perhaps it's that, you know, you want a certain amount of money in your bank account that month in order to pay for groceries. Whatever it is, you know, try and write it down or have it somewhere where you see it all the time. And, you know, you don't have to crush it by like looking at it all the time, but if you just have it in like your mind's eye, or just walking around, you see it, you glance to it from time to time, maybe on the fridge, wherever that you go to on a regular basis, then, you know, these visions, they become your reality. So I definitely see that it would help you in some way. Okay, so we've got two. Haha, isn't it interesting? Something that you're offered, as I said, you're not interested in it, is like no. And we've got the word no and a ship. So some of you, I feel like there's something that perhaps you're not going to be happy with, or that you are feeling it's not meant for you and you're moving on from it. I mean, the ship represents the journey, and, you know, you are the master or the mistress of your destiny and your journey. So with that ship there, that represents change, and maybe even relocation. And the word no is a very, very powerful word. It establishes a boundary, a healthy one, and it basically makes sure that no one takes advantage of your skill set or tries to underestimate you or undervalue you in any way. And no is a whole sentence. You know, if someone is, you know, exhibiting bad behavior or abusing their power, the word no also establishes a certain level of power that says, I'm not about this. Don't cross that boundary because there will be repercussions. So that ship represents moving towards that goal and accomplishing whatever it is that you're moving towards at this time. Ships actually are an indication of abundance and direction. So I definitely see some of you, you know, you may be relocating or maybe even going on a vacation. Someone may even try to put the pressure on you to do extra work before you leave. But if this is not a realistic expectation, I feel like being honest and saying, you know what, I'd absolutely love to help you. And I've got a ton of other stuff that I need to do before I go. If I've got time, I'll definitely get round to yours. But, you know, right now, I can't help. So that's a really nice way of saying, no, go and do it yourself. But also says, you know what, I'd love to help you, even though deep down you're like, no, screw you, go and do it yourself. But anyway, that's coming out there as well. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Also, before I leave, of course, under the radar, before I go, they're literally giving me a cedar tree, okay, a very precise, a cedar tree, and that's representing strength, nobility, and being incorruptible, okay? So that can be, for example, if someone at your career practice or in your industry is trying to fast track something or do something like dodgy, I feel like you're saying no to it. I mean, that would be a very poignant thing there. But cedar tree is, you know, it connects to wealth and luxurious lifestyles, and it can also indicate, you know, you integrating a movement energy, endurance, and Also, it came with a bit of a song. It was all at the same time. The song was What You Waiting For? What You Waiting For? Tick Tock, Tick Tock, what's that song? Is it Gwen Stefani? It's come up in readings before. I'm having a little bit of a mind blank as to what it's called, but it's probably What Are You Waiting For? It has come up in a reading before, maybe not for yours, but perhaps there's something that, you felt a lot of pressure and you are trying to work towards a time scale. I feel like you're not procrastinating. I see that you're working really hard and you will hit your mark. You will reach your deadlines, okay? Also, if you've got something you want to launch, but you are feeling a little bit precious about it, I feel that song is like, what are you waiting for? You're going to be so successful. Take that leap, go for it. You're going to be amazing. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, and love and light.